Hi, you are on the channel A Brief Retelling, and today I will tell you about the movie In Time. Welcome to a world where time has become the only and hardest currency.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of your company before, Mr.
Salas. Will Salas.
Philippe Weiss. You must come from time.
You could say I'm gambling my inheritance.
Will Salas lives in a world where people don't age. The human body was modified at the gene level so that it would develop until the age of 25 and then stop. But you have to pay for a young body. Every person's hand has a clock face built into it from birth, on which it is marked how many years, hours, minutes, or seconds he has left before death. The countdown starts from the age of 25. At this age, the clock turns on and the person has 1 year left. In this world, time has become a currency.
4 minutes for a cup of coffee?
Yesterday it was 3.
For each working day, Will is credited with a certain number of hours. In the time zone where Will lives, people don't have much time, usually on the clock no more than a day. Will lives with his mother and works at a factory for the production of devices through which time is credited. Today is his mom's birthday. He gives her a bottle of champagne and goes to the factory.
Happy 50th.
50. That's right.
25 for the 25th time.
After work, he meets with his friend Worrell. In the bar, he sees Henry Hamilton, a rich man whose watch is more than 100 years old. Henry gives away his time right and left. Will notices that Henry is being watched by local robbers, whom everyone calls sentries. They take people's time by force. Will tries to take Henry away, but does not have time. Forties comes with his gang. Henry asks to go to the bathroom, and Will drags him away from there. They hide from the sentries and hide in an abandoned factory building. After talking to Henry, Will realizes that he is terribly tired of the endless life. He decided to commit suicide, giving all the time to another person.
How old are you? In real time?
28.
I'm 105.
Good for you. You won't see 106. You have too many more nights like tonight.
You were right. But the day comes when you've had enough.
Then they decide to spend the night at the factory. In the morning, while Will is sleeping, Henry gives him almost all his time, and he goes to meet the dawn on the bridge. When time runs out, Henry dies. Will wants to save him, but does not have time. Having received more than 100 years of life, Will goes to his friend Worrell, who has a wife and a small child. Will tells him everything and gives him 10 years of life. Worrell goes straight to the bar. Will's mom is going home after work, but the bus fare has gone up to 2 hours, and she has only 1.5 left. The driver does not give in to persuasion to give the woman a ride in debt, and then offers her to run home so as not to waste time. Will meets his mother at the bus stop, but when the bus arrived without her, he runs to meet her. However, he does not have time to transfer part of his time to his mother, and she dies in his arms. Henry's corpse is fished out of the water by the time guards led by Raymond Leon, who has worked in the police for more than 50 years. He also knew Will's father. Raymond quickly realizes that Henry has been robbed and the robber needs to be searched for on surveillance footage. Will is going to the time zone of the rich. He intends to destroy their entire system to avenge the death of his mother.
I'm gonna make them pay.
Henry told Will that there would be enough time on the accounts of the rich for everyone for the rest of their lives. Will checked into an expensive hotel, spending several years of his life from what Jerry gave him. When checking in, he was noticed by Sylvia Wise, the daughter of temporary tycoon Philip Wise. She also watched him during lunch, where he was different from the rest of the rich.
That'll be 8.5 weeks.
Take a week for yourself.
Thanks.
Will used to be a good poker player. He comes to the casino and beats Philip Wise for a round sum. After the game, Philip introduces Will to his daughter Sylvia. With the time won, Will buys a sports convertible and goes to the Wise estate. Here he is introduced to the whole family, but he is only interested in Sylvia. The girl admits that it is hard for her to live in this world, that she is constantly surrounded by guards, and she wants freedom and adventure. Will immediately offers her to swim in the sea naked.
I don't know you.
We could change that.
While they are bathing, the time guards arrive at the house. And when Will returns, he is arrested and written off all the time, leaving a couple of hours to fill out the documents. They don't believe that Henry gave the time himself. Will escapes and takes Sylvia hostage. Arriving in his neighborhood, he gets into an accident. While they are lying unconscious, Fortis appears with his gang. He almost resets Sylvia's counter, but does not have time to rob Will, as police sirens are heard in the distance and Fortis escapes. When Will and Sylvia come to their senses, they find that they have almost no time left. They go to the Warrell to take time, but they find out that he got drunk to death, then went to a bar. His wife grieves and blames Will for everything and drives him away. Then he pawns Sylvia's earrings, getting a couple of days for them. Threatening with a gun, Will forces Sylvia to call her father and demands that Philip transfer 1,000 years to a charity organization by the next morning, and then he will let his daughter go. To wait for the transfer, he and Sylvia go to his apartment, where they communicate for a long time and get very close. The morning came, but the time was not received at the expense of the benefactors. Will persuades Sylvia to call her father to pick her up, but then Raymond appears, who tracked yesterday's call. He points a gun at Will, but Sylvia sees this and shoots the guard. She wanted to scare him, but she hit him in the shoulder. Will shares time with Raymond so that he has enough time to get to his own and steals his car.
Sorry to disappoint you. We don't keep much on us. To discourage thieves like you.
Think of this as a gift.
Will, come on!
Then the two of them stop a rich lady's car and rob her. Will and Sylvia are put on the wanted list, and they say that they work together. Will teaches Sylvia how to shoot a gun, and then they rob the time bank. They distribute the loot to people. The guards track down the couple in a cheap hotel, but Will manages to notice the police and they escape. Raymond chases them, but they manage to jump on the bus and leave. This time, they move into another hotel and buy up all the rooms so that no one sees them. However, another guest still notices them. Sentries stop a group of locals at the fence, among whom is a man who saw Will with Sylvia. Fortis wants to punish this couple for robbery on his territory. Because of Will, too many guards have come to the area, and now he can't rob people so easily. The man who noticed the fugitives tells Fortis where he saw them. At night, the sentries break into Will and Sylvia's room, and Fortis explains the reason for his discontent.
Of course, it's your friend I'm most happy to run into again. You've been causing a lot of trouble, which is normally my job. Don't you understand? The reason the timekeepers leave me alone is because I have boundaries. I steal from my own people. You surely know things are bad when I have to restore order.
And then he offers to fight in time wrestling. This is when two people try to drag each other's time to themselves. Will agrees. He was good at it once. Will almost lets Fortis win, and then takes all the time for himself. Fortis is dying, and while his accomplices are in shock, he kills them with a hidden pistol. He and Sylvia are on the run again. The corpses in the hotel are found by the Guardians of Time. Will realizes that everything they did to undermine the system was for nothing. They give time to people, and banks raise interest on loans to regain this time for themselves. Sylvia persuades him to continue, but Will says that they need at least 1,000,000 years to break the system, and Sylvia knows where to get them. The girl returns to her father, distracts attention by talking, while Will stealthily sneaks up to him and, threatening with a weapon, they take Philip to his apartment and break into the safe. Inside there is a device with 1,000,000 years on the counter. Will and Sylvia pick him up and run away. The Guardians of Time see changes on the time zone map due to the theft of 1,000,000 years. They're trying to stop the fugitives, but they fail. Will breaks into his time zone. Raymond continues to chase after them, but he is already running out of time. In the heat of the chase, Raymond did not have time to get a daily salary. Once in his time zone, Will gives the device with the time to a girlfriend to give it to a charity organization. The girl does so, and the benefactor begins to distribute time to passers-by. Raymond catches up with Will and Sylvia again, but discovers that time is running out and is dying. Will and Sylvia's time is also running out, but he can get a guard's daily salary and rushes to his car as fast as he can, and Sylvia runs after him. He comes running first, gets the time, and rushes to share with Sylvia. He manages at the last moment and saves the girl.
I need time.
Time transfer.
What have we got?
A day? Do a lot in a day.
Residents of poor areas got a lot of time, cross time zones, and go to rich areas. The remaining Guardians of Time understand that in this chaos, their service loses all meaning and it must be disbanded. Will and Sylvia are not going to stop there and are going to finish off the system. They come to rob a new bank to distribute time to the needy. That's all for today. Subscribe and like if you liked it.